Hello, I'm Jack. Welcome to Practical Programming channel. In this video series, you will learn everything you need to get started with WebGPU Graphics Programming. In the last video, I explained how to create a 3D cylinder wireframe. In this video, I will show you how to create a cone wireframe that is very similar to the cylinder wireframe. The main purpose of this example is to illustrate how to construct vertex positions for 3D objects in different coordinate systems. Here, we will use the cylindrical coordinate system as shown in this figure. This x, y, z coordinate is related to the r, theta, and y. These variables defined in the cylindrical coordinate system. To create a cone wireframe, here we will consider a general cone shape. That is, it has a different top and bottom radius. Here we will divide the cone into many slices to form the surface grid. The unit cell is formed by the line I and the line I plus 1. You can see that each unit cell contains 6 vertices. The top surface has 3, and the bottom has 3 vertices, and 3 surfaces: top surface, bottom surface, and side surface. And 9 line segments. They have 3 line segments on top, 3 line segments on the bottom, and also have 3 line segments on the side. For each unit cell, we only need to draw 5 solid line segments. Here on top, I have 2 line segments. On bottom, we have 2 line segments. On the side, we have 1 line segment. The total, we have 5 solid line segments. Because the 4 dashed line on this surface here will be drawn by the next unit cell. This can avoid drawing the same line segment multiple times. If we run over all the grids, we can create a wireframe for the entire surface of the cone. Okay, let's go to the programming part. Again, we will use the Git tool to clone the source code used in the last video. Here is the download link at the GitHub repository. From this link, you can download all the source code used in the last video. Okay, now open a command prompt window and run the following command: git clone, and paste this link. This will generate the WebGPU 14 folder on your local machine. This folder contains all the source code used in the last video. Now we want to change the name of WebGPU 14 folder to GPU 15. Rename GPU 15 and cd into it 15. At this point, we are going to start Visual Studio Code with the command code period. This is Visual Studio Code interface. First, we close this welcome page. Here contains all the source code used in the last video. Now open a new terminal window and run this npm install command to restore the npm packages. Okay, finished. Now all the installed packages are stored in the node modules folder here. In this example, we can reuse the common TypeScript file called wireframe.ts that we have used it in the last video. Now, from the src folder, open the mathfunc.ts file. This file contains math functions used to generate different wireframes. Now we need to add a new method called composition. composition. You can see here the input argument contains a center input parameter. This parameter lets you specify the location of the cone. This method returns x, y, and z position. This is specified with the cylindrical coordinate variables. So we can save this file and close it. Next, open the vertex data.ts file. Now we need to introduce the composition method from method func.ts file. Next, we need to add a new method called con wireframe data. Here, the input argument contains top radius and bottom radius and height and the number of slices in here. These input arguments are specific for the cone wireframe. You can see here we first get the position for our grid point by calling the cone position here. You can see for the slice I here we have 4 vertices, 2 located outside the surface here, P0 and P1, and 2 vertices located the central axis, P2 and P3. For the 2 vertices on the outside, we use R top and R bottom to specify the location. For the 2 vertices located on the central axis, we use R equal to 0 to specify its location. Next, for each unit cell, we draw this 5 solid line here. You can see on top we have 2 lines, on bottom we have 2 lines, on the side we have 1 line. You can see here 1 line P0 to P1. Total is 5 lines. You can see the total we have 5 line segments here. The flat method here is used to create a new float 32 array here using our sub-arrays concatenated into it. So we can now save this file and close it. Next, we want to make some changes to the index.html file. From this dist folder, open this file. First, we need to change the 14 to 15 because this is 15th video series. Here we also need to change the H1 title here from cylinder wireframe to cone wireframe. And next we need to change the input parameter. You can see here the input parameter is for the cylinder wireframe. We need to change the input parameter for the cone wireframe. You can see here the parameter top radius and bottom radius and height and in slice. All this parameter is set for the cone wireframe. Now save this file. Next, we need to make some changes to the main.ts file. From this src folder, open main.ts file. Right now, the code is for the cylinder wireframe, so we need to replace the content with a new code. This code is for the cone wireframe. You can see we first introduced the cone wireframe data from vertex data.ts file. Next, we need to change the input parameter to the R top, R bottom, height, and this is specific for the cone wireframe. Inside this method, we also call cone wireframe data method to get wireframe data. Then we call the create wireframe method to create the wireframe using the cone wireframe data. Next, we introduce some default parameters. You can see for the cone wireframe. And then we call this create 3D object method to create the default cone wireframe. This part of the code allows user to recreate the cone wireframe by change the input parameters. Now we finish the modification to the main.ts file. So now we can save this file. Up to now we have finished all the programming. Now we can run the following command to bound our code. npm run prod to bound our code in production mode. Okay, the bound file is created successfully. Now we can click the Go Live link from this status bar area to open Chrome Canary. Click this link. You can see animated the cone wireframe source on this page. Now we can make some changes to the input parameter. So first we change the top radius to 0. Then click this redraw button. Right now we create a real cone wireframe. You can see with the top radius is 0 here. Of course, you can click camera control radio button here. You can then interact with the cone wireframe with your mouse. You can rotate, use the left mouse button, and move around, use your right button. And you can use the middle wheel to zoom in out and zoom in the shape. And you click the animation again, it will animate automatically. Now we have completed this example. I have created GitHub repository to host the source code used in this video. I will post the link for the source code below this video. You can click the link to download the source code. I will end this video here. In next video, I will show you how to create a torus wireframe. See you next time. Bye.